Hi everyone and welcome back to the Freshly Centred YouTube channel. Today's class is going to be a full body feel good Pilates stretch and flow. So we will incorporate some of our mat work exercises but with extra stretches and mobility exercises to just give you a real good feel good vibe when you're done. So let's begin in sitting. We're going to begin with the legs hip distance apart. Get right on top of your bottom bones. And if your hips are a little bit tight, just bring them out slightly so you're comfortable. So we're going to work through our core first of all with some small pelvic tilts to get some mobility. So relax through your shoulders, lengthen through your head, and we're just going to take a small roll off the sitting bones and then back up tall again. Breathing out, breathing in. So we just want to encourage that movement through our pelvis and lower back, but just thinking about letting the core muscles start to engage, start to work for us. And then as you feel good, we're going to take that a little bit further and then roll it back up tall. So here you want to let your spine curve into a C shape, the top half, middle, pelvis stack tall. Breathing out to curve. Breathing in, sit tall. Really lift through your breastbone when you come back to the start. Lift through the top of your head and then just let it flow. So we're breathing out, breathing in. We're going to take just two more like this. Hopefully starting to feel those muscles warming up a little bit more. We're going to take it to the sides now for the obliques. So taking it to the sides and back to the center. Reaching behind you and back to center. So you can make these small or you can make them bigger if it feels within your comfort. So we're breathing out, breathing in. Keep lifting through that breastbone every time we return and lifting through the head. We're going to take three more here. So let's go for 3, 2 and 1. Good. From there, just hug the knees in, curl the feet, just give your back a nice, good round stretch. And then we're going to come into a seated saw position here. So bring your legs out into a wide V sitting. Now, if your hamstrings feel particularly tight here, keep a slight bend in your knees instead, but what's important is that your back is lifted and not rounded. So really lift through your spine and pull those feet towards you. We're going to start with the hands behind the head and the elbows nice and wide. From here, we're just going to drop down towards one side and back to the center. Take it to the other side and to the center. Now really keep the shoulders pulled back. We don't want to be collapsing down. We want to keep it nice and wide. We're breathing out, breathing in. So really working into those oblique muscles whilst getting our posture and our hamstring stretches too. Let's breathe out, keep those elbows wide, breathe in. Take one more like this. And then sitting nice and tall. We're going to take the arms out to the front and then from here we're going to rotate round to the side and back to the center. Rotate to the side and to the center. So getting a real good twist through the body and back. Keep that head lifting tall, lengthening through your spine. I'm just going to shift forward here. So bring the arms wide this time and this time keep those arms as wide as you can. So we're getting a big 180 stretch through the arms and back. Taking 2 more. And 1 more. Good. From there, I just come back here. We're going to take the arms out to the front. Now I want you to think about keeping all of this nice and tall. We're going to hollow in through the core. We're going to spine stretch, reach forward and then stack from the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, come tall. So we're going to breathe out, come forwards and then stack through the middle, the upper and the top of the spine. Breathing out, reach long and then gently rolling back up. One last time. Breath out, engaging that core and then just stacking that spine nice and tall. From there, we're going to take the arm to one leg and then we're going to open it up towards the ceiling to open this chest. And then come up tall. Come down to the other leg, open to the ceiling. Draw this arm back behind you and tall. Pressing your knees down into the floor just to deepen your hamstring stretch. One last time. Reaching that arm up towards the ceiling. Good. I'm just going to turn sideways for this next little bit for us. We're going to come into a lifting exercise to open the front of the body and work the upper body a little bit too. Leg pull in supine. Shoulders draw back, engage through your core and glue the knees together. We're going to lift through the hips, lift through the chest, eye gaze out in front. Now hold it nice and strong, breathing in, breathing out. And rest back down twice more. So engage that center, shoulders back and lift. Squeezing the legs together. Keep your head looking forwards. And down. One last time. Let's lift. Lift through your breastbone. Shoulders pull back for a nice opening through the front of the body. And resting down. From here, we're going to take a roll down all the way down onto the mat. Super, super slow, come down into lying. We're going to take a shoulder bridge exercise to mobilize through the spine now. So bring the knees hip distance apart and find your neutral position so that you're level across your pelvis, hands to the side. Engaging that core, we're going to peel the tailbone, the lower back, the middle, come up into our bridge. Let's hold. And then work your way back down. I want you to really feel the movement through your spine. Feel it flowing as you peel your bones off the floor. Let's hold and lower back down again. Breathing out, let's roll. And then this time on the way down, bring these arms overhead to flow and then draw them back and then try to minimize any pausing through the movement. Let's just keep it flowing from one part to the next. Working with your breath. We're going to take 2 more. And 1 more. Resting all the way down. From here, bring your knees in towards your chest just to give them a real good squeeze and a rounding through that lower back once again. And then we're going to release those legs one at a time. Coming back up into sitting, we're going to take it into our seated wide position, again, our saw position, to do a little bit of oblique work here. So again, bend the knees if you have to, lengthen through your spine and take those arms wide for full saw. Let's inhale, lengthen, exhale, reach down to the opposite leg and then rise back up tall. Breathing out, breathing in. So you want to reach to the knee, shin or ankle, wherever you get to. Exhaling as we reach, look over your shoulder. Inhale, tall. Back to the center and again. We're going to continue this, but we're going to add in a second movement. So we're going to saw to this side. And then as we come up, we're going to take a mermaid over to this side. Keep your bottom on the floor to deepen the stretch. And then saw to the opposite side. And then mermaid this way. Keep those bottom bones down on the floor if you can. And again, breathing out, reach long down that leg, engaging that core. Sit tall, stretch it over, lengthen all the way to those fingertips. And back, and again, breathing out, breathing in, sit tall, and then come over, right over towards those fingertips. Good. Okay, so from here we're going to get into our side bend to bring the upper body into things a little bit more with a side bend stretch. So rest your shoulder above your elbow, glue your knees together, and let's engage through your center. We're going to lift up through this top arm, reach overhead, press your hips up towards the ceiling and hold it there. And then rest yourself down. We're going to take this arm right up and over to get a mermaid stretch in the opposite direction. And then come back down. Rest that shoulder once again in position. Draw the shoulders back and lift it up. Lengthen all the way over top. Stretch the fingertips away from your hips. And lower down. Take it all the way over for the opposite side. Good. Okay, from there, switch the feet around. We'll do that on the other side. So once again, have your elbow underneath the shoulder. Shoulder draws back. The knees are glued together. We inhale, and then we're going to exhale, lift up. Draw that top arm over. Squeeze those hips up high. And rest down. Take this arm up and over for that stretch on the other side. And then come back down for our last one on this side here. Knees together, core active. Let's lift and press high. Shoulders are back. And resting down. Take it over for our mermaid. Reach nice and tall. Curve that arm round. Stretching away from you. And release. Good. From here, we're going to take it round onto our hands and knees now for some spine mobility. So have the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees on all fours. Cat cow we're going to start with. So we're going to curl the head and tailbone underneath and then let the head and tailbone come out. So here we want to press the shoulder blades apart, push yourself away from the ground and then let it come back. Taking one more here, we're going to push as far as we can. And then let it sink down as much as you're comfortable to. And then we want to find a comfortable spot in our neutral position here. So neither arched or curved. And make sure your chest is really pressed away from the ground. We're going to take some swimming here to work the back of the body a little bit more. So we're going to glide one arm and the opposite leg away. Keeping that center engaged, we're going to lift them off the floor to pause and then tap down. Lift, should go forward a little bit here for you. Lift, tap down. Lift and down. So really stabilize through your core when you do your lifts. Keep the shoulder pressing away from the mat. 2 more. 1 more. Good. From there, bring them back to the start. We're going to curl the toes under for a downward dog stretch here. So pressing through your hands, press your heels back towards the mat. Eye gaze towards those knees and push back through your hips. Feel that stretch all down the back of your legs, right through the lower back to the upper body. And then from there, we're going to bend the knees and come into a hover, or leg pull and prone prep as its full title. The chest stays pressed away from the ground to optimize upper body strength. Core engages, and then push back for your downward facing dog stretch. Nice big breath out. Breathe in to hold. And then come through once more. So keeping that weight equal, shoulders away from our ears. We're going to hover and hold for 3 more counts, 2 more counts, and 1. Take a rest. Walk those hands out for a child's pose. Lengthen your fingertips away from your body. Let the forehead rest down. And then come back to all fours. We're going to take those swimming lifts on the other side. So from here, lift that chest, shoulders are back, core active. We're going to glide the arm and leg out, staying strong. We're going to take our lift, lower down, breathe out, breathe in. So really push yourself away from the mat with this static shoulder. Get as much lift as you can without dropping through that core. So try and maintain your straight back. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take those hands back in. Curl the toes underneath. Ready for more downward dogs. We're going to press those hips away. Eye gaze to your knees. Pushing backwards. And then come forward. Come into that hover position. Hold it here. And then just come down onto the mat. We're going to walk the hands a little bit further out in front for this next one. So we're going to take another downward dog. Might feel a little bit harder to push back because of the hand position. Get that good stretch. And then come to hover those knees. And then we're going to stretch forward. So shoulders come over wrists for a strong high plank position. Keeping it here. 3, 2, 1. From there, bring one leg underneath. We're going to stretch these hips now with a swan stretch. So bring this hip down to the floor, extend this leg out, and then soften your chest down. Get as low as you can over that knee and breathe out. Just let the hip release, let it go. Fold your chest lower if you can. And then just start to gently walk yourself back up from there. We're going to switch that to the other side. So lengthen this leg out behind you and then lower yourself down. Taking a nice big exhale as we rest down onto that hip. Okay, from here we're going to take it down onto our side. So you're going to bring yourself down with your arms to the front. Your knees are hugged in together beside you and your shoulders are relaxed. We're going to take this top arm and we're going to open it right round behind us. Let your head follow your arm for a really nice spinal twist. And then come back to the start. Exhaling as we open, twist round behind you. And come back. On this next one, we're going to take ourselves and grab this top leg. We're just going to lengthen the leg out and take this arm behind your head for some support. You're going to draw the heel towards your bottom and push your knee away from you to get a bit of a thigh stretch through the top leg here. Just push that hip forwards, lengthen your knee away. And then release. Good. From there, we're just going to take it round onto our backs. Take the arms nice and wide. Glue your knees together. And we're just going to roll them over to one side with the head going the opposite direction. And then use your core, come back through the middle and off to the other side. So just enjoy that full stretch from the top of your spine all the way down to the lower spine. And come back. We'll go once more to either side. Exhaling as we come over. Let's inhale to deepen. Exhale, come back. And once more. Okay, coming back from there, we're going to take our arm openings on the opposite side. I'm just going to switch sides so that I can still see you. So bringing both arms out in front, the knees are bent here and shoulders are relaxed. You're going to take that top arm, twisting it round, looking over that shoulder as far as you're comfortable, and then bring it back. Breathing out, let the head twist with you. And then coming back. And then we're going to do our thigh stretch. So bring this hand under your head, grab your ankle, and then press your knee away from you and press your hip to the front of the room. Give it a real good pull behind you, just to lengthen through the front of your thigh. And then just gently release from there. We're going to take it round for a child's pose. So just walk your fingertips away, sink your hips as far back as you can over your heels. And then from there, walk them to one side and push the hips away. And then walk it to the other side and push the hips away. And then just gently coming up from there, we're just going to shake out the shoulders, shake out the arms and wrists, And we're just going to finish with a chest stretch to open up the front of your body for finishing. So bringing both arms to the front, we're just going to widen them through the top and then bring them back down again. As we do so here, think about keeping this rib cage pulled downwards, stretching wide and down. We'll do one last time, breathing out, lengthen to your fingertips and relax. Have one final good shake out. And that is us finished this workout. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel like you've done some work and some stretching and flowing movements to feel good. If you enjoyed the video, I'd love you to give it the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share it with some friends. And we'll hopefully see you on the YouTube channel soon.